Trap nerds, real niggas like you never heard.
We in this piece.
Welcome to the Trap Nerds Podcast, episode 50.
We in this piece, man.
I need about 350.
We got an incredible episode for you guys today. We're going to be joined by Chris Miles. Stop, man. Let's just rewind it, dude.
Wait, who the fuck is Chris Matthews?
I said, no, he messed me up. I said to Gabe, bro. I was about to say Miles. Shut it.
Oh, man. He's like, he said Chris Matthews. Oh, ain't this a figure skater?
All right, do it all.
How do you know that?
Hey, man, I like what I like.
How the fuck do you know that?
I look at weird Olympic sports, my nigga. Shit, I don't watch sports, but shit catch my eye. Fuck.
All right, come on.
Damn.
Okay.
I love fucking me figure skating.
Okay.
Shit lit.
Especially Paris. They go hard, boy.
Yeah, okay.
Hey, all right, there's some nigga. All right,
Oh,
Paris is a cheat code. All right, you see, you open that rabbit hole. Paris.
Hey,
is a
I
cheat code.
did watch that documentary about that girl that beat that girl up and broke her legs.
Oh, the Tanya Hard.
I watched the movie with freaking. Let's start the show. God damn it.
Why?
Tanya Hard. Yeah.
Why?
That's a good movie.
That bitch, that nigga ended her career behind some pussy, didn't it?
Oh, that's a good movie.
Power that P, goddamn. But yeah, all right.
The biopic is on
Hulu. Shout out
Hulu.
Tanya Hard.
Yeah, the biopic.
Because you was the GOAT till Jeff Galululu
and
fucked you out.
And Margot Robbie. Let's start the show. All right. Welcome
You started it.
to the Trap Nerds Podcast, episode 50.
we in this piece, man.
Got an
I feel
incredible.
like that Tanya Hard and shit need to be the intro. I'm just saying.
I mean,
We can do a little snippet before I start.
that need to be. Fuck, bitch, I love figure skating. Fuck, on crib, cuz.
I've never seen those two statements said in the same sentence. I love figure skating on Crip cuz.
Shit lit.
Well, okay, but we got an incredible episode for y'all today. Robert Wood Jr. is going to be joining us later on in the show. And right now, we are joined by probably one of the coldest meme creators on social media. I don't know if Dre about to sneeze or what.
I was waiting on you to say his name.
But, like, hey, man, we got a special guest here. Mr. Chris Miles.
There we go.
How's it going, bro? How you doing?
I'm good, man. Y'all may know me as my IG handle, Critics of Culture. I probably should have had that in the little thing right there where my name is, but my name's Chris Miles, but I'm Critics of Culture on Instagram. I've made a lot of viral memes. A lot of my content has been reposted on the Shade Room, by the Breakfast Club. Charlamagne's reposted and supported a lot of my content on my page. Probably one of my biggest supporters. Hip Hop DX. Elliot Wilson, Rap Radar Podcast, Vlad TV, Joe Budden. So I've gotten a lot of reposts from a lot of major platforms, and I'm also a creative too. I've written for Marvel Comics alongside Charlamagne. We got to do a story together about Blue Marvel, so that's on Marvel's Voices. That came out back in 2020. So, you know, I do make memes, but that's just one of my attributes. I'm also a creative person, so I'm definitely trying to use the memes as a way to break into the industry and do more creative things, you know, more producing, writing, and hopefully getting behind the scenes more projects.
Speaking
That's
of producing
dope,
and writing and stuff like that, that's a dope idea. What kind of writing do you see yourself doing?
I really would just like to make some dope stories, man. Like, I grew up in the you know, the DC animated universe era. You know, when Dwayne McDuffie was making all those stories for Justice League, you know, and then before that, you know, the Spider-Man, X-Men, and not to mention, of course, I'm into anime too. But as far as just, you know, we talking strictly comics, that's what I grew up on. And then, so I think just a lot of my influences come from a mix of anime, comics, comic book, not necessarily comic books, but cartoons. See, I grew up in the cartoon era, so I watched I didn't grow up reading the comic books. I grew up watching the cartoons. So cartoons and anime, probably two of my biggest influences as far as my creativity.
What are your like top animes that influenced you?
Well, of course, the GOAT, Dragon Ball Z.
Every black nigga's favorite anime.
It started all of us off. Everybody got started off on Dragon Ball Z.
beginning.
Yeah.
Well,
The
you know,
origins.
well, you know, Goku's like the Jay-Z and the Michael Jordan of the anime world. You know, he wrote the blueprint for most modern day anime. Like every signature attack looks like the Kamehameha wave. Every main character loves to eat, and every main character has a transformation. And at some point, you know, the hair is gonna get longer for whatever reason.
Anime Jesus.
So, yeah, he's the Super Saiyan God. But so yeah, but my favorite anime is actually Bleach. Like I love Dragon Ball Z. So that's you know that's you know what I
Bruh.
started. But my favorite is actually Bleach. I know Bleach get like a lot of criticism, but like it's take out the filler episodes. It's actually one of the dopest anime, and it deserves to be
Man of
mentioned.
culture.
It deserves to
How
be.
you feel?
It deserves to be
Critics of
mentioned. It deserves to be mentioned in those big three, Bleach, Naruto,
Right.
One Piece conversations.
How you feel about our niggas finally coming back?
I'm
to
happy.
Bleach, man, too? I'll be
I'm
on
so
the
happy.
manga.
I'm so and
Like-
Bleach was actually the first manga I read because when they canceled the anime in March 27th, 2014, they
started reading the manga?
I had to because you know I didn't think they was gonna bring the show back, and the Quincy arc, the 1,000-Year Blood War is actually
Right.
one of the dopest arcs, and I can't wait to see the animated. Granted, there were some things in the arc that I didn't like. I'm not gonna ruin it for anybody, but I'm hoping the anime definitely makes up for a lot of the lack thereof that's in the manga.
Right. Cause that's how I be feeling. Like people be like, you know, I feel like the manga is like if you actually read the manga with like Bleach, you would just be like, oh shit. But then it's like the anime cut off early, so you know
Well,
people don't understand why we so hype it's coming back. Cause it's like it's so much shit happened y'all do not know
well,
about.
I think the biggest problem with Bleach was the fact that it was the filler episodes. I think by the time
Right.
Bleach came out, we had already had enough of filler episodes with One Piece and Naruto, and by the time Bleach would come out, it would drop a dope story, and then it will be filler episodes. And I think people just got tired of that, and I think that caused the ratings to drop because everybody talks about the Save Rukia arc as the best arc in the show, but I actually like the Fake Katakura Town arc and the Save Orihime arc.
Right.
I think those arcs
Nice.
are actually better, and Ichigo facepalm and eyes in mid sentence is one of the greatest anime moments in history. So like I'm all for the show coming back. I just think the filler episodes
I agree.
I just think the filler episodes really took away the core audience and took away from what made Bleach
Right.
so great. But I'm happy to see its return.
All right, I'm gonna name a couple of anime. I want to get your opinion on them. What do you think about this anime?
Cause we be on animes around here. Like you
okay,
ain't gotta worry.
okay, but hold on.
We with them shits.
Can I name some two people who could fight each other and y'all tell me who will win?
Okay.
All right.
Hit me with it, nigga.
All right, y'all go first.
We started. Ooh, damn! Why we got?
I think Sonny Eli, you was about to say something.
Oh, you want me? So, what do you think about Yu Yu Hakusho? Where you rate
Yu Yu
that anime?
Hakusho. Yu Yu Hakusho is definitely up there. 112 episodes, just like Hunter x Hunter was able to, it's by the same creator, but they was able, despite the fact that it was over 100 episodes or even over 50 episodes, it was still able to tell a captivating story without losing its audience. So I think actually Hunter x Hunter, Yu Yu Hakusho, and Full Metal Alchemist are the reason why they're so great is because they have just enough episodes without it turning into a Dragon Ball Z where it's like and it gets what's the word I'm looking for? It gets oversaturated.
point.
Yeah, like there's substance there. It has just
Right,
and
right.
it ended. So I think that's what makes them great. I actually made a meme a while back. I don't know if y'all know that guy, the Mo Lowry. He be
Boy, that's my nigga. Bing, bing,
yeah,
bing,
yeah.
bing, bing, bing.
I actually made a meme. I said, which move would you like to learn? It was Rasengan, Kamehameha Wave, Spirit Gun, or Hadoken. He actually did a video on that one. But I think Yu Yu Hakusho is. I'm not going as far as like the big three. That whole big three conversation, gets a little conflated. But I will say Yu Yu Hakusho is definitely Definitely up there with DBZ as far as storytelling, as far as
Yes.
character, and even as far as strength.
And it kept the story concise.
feel
That's
like-
that's my favorite thing about Yu Yu Hakusho. It didn't have like 1,000 fillers in it. It was great.
Exactly.
But each filler made sense to the bigger picture of it all. Like,
But it wasn't a
each filler
season.
you-
It wasn't a season
Right.
fillers, and that was the problem with
Right.
the Naruto's, the Bleaches, and the One Pieces.
They just had like 2 filler episodes to make you learn the
Exactly.
backstory of people to why shit was
Even-
fucked up.
even
and
with-
then you'd be like, all right, bet.
Yeah, even with Dragon
big
Ball Z, they
threes.
didn't have a bunch of fillers either, and even the fillers they did have was still dope. Watching Goku and Piccolo get their license was dope to me as a kid.
When Gohan was just by himself and Piccolo was like, you got it, nigga. Them filler episodes. That's why niggas respect Gohan so much type shit. Like, he was doing wild shit when he was like 12 and he got kidnapped, left on the fucking hill. He got chased by a T-Rex. And got cool with a gang of orphans, and half of them got locked up, and he wasn't the only one.
I got a couple
And
more.
and he still wasn't ready for Vegeta and Nappa. that's that's how you know Piccolo Black. He's supposed to get you prepared, but you still weren't ready.
That's how you know. That's how you know Gohan was a purebred Saiyan. He not used to shit like that. He just got to fight, and he just.
That was the
My nigga
most
was-
unprepared. He was supposed to get Gohan. Gohan was not ready to face them two.
He threw that nigga in real life.
I had a question.
It wasn't enough.
I had a
Still
question.
wasn't enough.
I had a question I was gonna throw in there, but Baku, you said you had.
Yeah,
Man, throw your question.
he
in,
brought
nigga.
up Hunter x Hunter. What did you think about the Chimera Ant arc? That's the only problem I ever
One
had
of the
with series.
greatest. No,
Oh,
I
you-
thought the Chimera Ant arc.
I hate
Listen,
that arc.
listen,
That was a-
listen. The Chimera Ant arc is one of the
I'm
most.
assuming this is bad.
One of the most diverse storytelling. You've never seen a story like the Chimera Ant arc in any anime. I think that's why I said I forget his name. Toshihiro the guy who made Hunter x Hunter and the guy who made Yu Yu Hakusho is very innovative and has a great way of making his stories. Like, you can't compare Yu Yu Hakusho to anything else. I mean, you can kind of compare it to DBZ with the way Hiei looks and the way the Spirit Gun looks. But outside of that, Hunter x Hunter and Yu Yu Hakusho is so well written. I love the Chimera Ant arc. There was parts of it that made me that I didn't like, and it wasn't even a big criticism. I just didn't like the fact that Hisoka wasn't in it, because I would have loved to see what Hisoka would have did had he been there fighting those ants.
And last one before you get your
That was
question.
an
before you get your
influential
question.
arc, man.
Well, hold on. Why didn't you like it? Hold on. Why didn't you like the arc?
First of all, I thought it was
You can't have Hunter x Hunter without that arc. I'm sorry.
Yes, you can to me. I just didn't like the arc at all. It was too long for me.
No.
That's one
Too
part.
long.
That arc made-
Too long.
It
It was too long. It was too long.
That's one of them like you do or die arcs. Like, if you ain't make it out of that arc, you wouldn't like you ain't have main character. Goddamn you shit.
See,
you know what I'm saying?
This is the problem. It was too long for me. I didn't really like the Chimera character. This is a take
Oh
that
my
I have.
God.
This
Look,
is a take that I have.
He
that
waving
people-
the finger. He
This is
waving
a
the
take
finger.
that I have that people hate.
Yeah, like
I
where do you
have.
see
Baku-
character development?
Baku getting biased.
Where do you
I
see
like-
antagonists have character development like that outside of like a Zuko or a Vegeta?
This is
You saw the bias.
This is a
He
take
got
that
the
people hate
bias
that I
finger
have.
going.
I like the Greed Island
the bi-
take.
he got the Donald
arc
Trump
better than
bias
Chimera
fingers.
and arc. I like the Island arc better. Than
A lot of people
Chimera
like that. Like that. That's not uncommon.
I like it way better than Chimera and arc. But moving on. This is the anime. This is the only anime that I
love
put in
that
my
arc,
like
nigga.
top 10 that people I always disagree with. Inuyasha. What do you think about Inuyasha?
I think Inuyasha is the Drake of anime, actually. And let me explain that.
That's the best I've ever
Let me-
heard. Is it, like, I felt it.
Let me explain.
But I want you to.
Let me explain
Yes,
why.
sir.
So Inuyasha, on the surface, looks like it will be something that a lot of guys will be into, but the main demographic is women. Let's be honest. Don't get me wrong. Men like
Every bitch was Kagome.
yeah, men like the character in Inuyasha, but as far as like as a show, that show is for women. I hear more women hold that show in high regard than I do men, and I think it's because if you just look at the show, and I tried to get into it outside of being a casual fan, I had a hard time. It doesn't follow the typical shonen protagonist and protagonist anime, and I can see why, because the romance factor of it takes away, I feel, from the shonen aspect of it. And and that's why I said Drake, because don't get me wrong, Drake's a dope rapper, but we all know his main demographic, like a LL Cool J, like a Ja Rule, like a Nelly, is women, and nothing's wrong with that. But I don't think Inuyasha as a show is as good as the other anime out there, and the way the format of that show was set up, it just seems I don't know, like I said, I call it the Drake of anime for a reason. It's like, guys like the character Inuyasha is what the guys like, but outside of that character, that show is not interesting at all. It's like Inuyasha and Shishomaru. Those are the only two interesting parts about that show, and they don't even focus on them as much. I feel like they focus on like random episodes where they take someone out and then they get a jewel shard, and their relationship with the love triangle between Kikyo, Kagome, and Inuyasha. But that's just my take on it. I mean, what do you think?
That's a pretty good summarization of it. I like your take, man.
Damn, you guys shut the fuck
that's
up.
a good take. That's a good take.
That's a good take.
Chris,
I got nothing.
I love
That's a good take.
Yeah. I have nothing against it. It's just I really couldn't get into it as someone who grew up watching certain anime. I guess plot storytelling and development and stuff like that. Inuyasha was unlike anything I've ever seen. Where, like I said, I hear more women talk about that anime, and I think there's a reason behind it.
Inuyasha is a hood nigga dealing with his crazy ass homegirls that he fucking in the hood type shit.
Inuyasha is the dream boyfriend for every hood female because he can fight and he mean and stuff, but they can still control him.
Yeah,
I feel attacked.
Well, I just don't hear enough. I just don't hear enough men talk about that show when I have these anime conversations. For me to, that's the reason why I put him, in that category that I put him in. But I did have one question. Unless is there something you had to say?
I will say shout out to it's Moroku. When
Yeah.
Moroku, the nigga with the wind tunnel. Shout out to him because niggas fake on his arc a lot of times. Because my nigga was like basically Pervy Sage of Inuyasha, but literally he could fucking die off the fact that his greatest superpower can murk his ass.
And that's the other thing about Inuyasha. If you notice, Inuyasha really doesn't have any good fight scenes. I've never heard anyone talk about a fight scene in that show that was like on the level of Goku versus Frieza, or Naruto versus Pain, or Yusuke versus Sensui. Like, I never hear anyone talk about any of Inuyasha's fight scenes.
All they battles was dead ass like pure, it was like the shit was lit, but you was worrying about it. Wasn't like the fight was the like back burner. It was the story behind the fight.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times,
and that story had to do with the love triangle. That was like the main. That was the main thing. And don't get me wrong, Naraku, and all that stuff was important. But the main thing was that love triangle.
And the only other shit was like when like the only person that could like calm Inuyasha down when he went full. Like he'll have a night when he go like full human.
Mm-hmm.
But if he go full demon, he lose his shit. And Shishomaru, as much as he hate this bitch ass nigga, he the only nigga can calm him down when he a full-fledged demon type shit. So you have them little moments. But it was just more like caring, right. I guess. Like, it wasn't like about the fights. It was like, this nigga's losing this shit, but somebody has to calm him down through the power of like friend. You know how they put a friendship,
mm-hmm.
or that's my brother.
Yeah, I think that was more so the power of love.
Yeah, they do that.
They had a very Pokemon setup where it was just a bunch of random episodes that took forever to get to the end.
Well, I gotta cut y'all off because we gotta go to a quick break.
Wait, what was his question? You can ask it.
I said, what?
Well, it was like a debatable question. So
bad.
If you need to go on break first, if I can get to it after you come back, it's fine.
No, it's fine. Remember that this is after this break is Roy Wood Jr.
Okay, yeah, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, so we just letting it bit roll.
All right. Well, I was just gonna ask. Who do you think? Has everyone seen Hunter x Hunter on here?
Yeah.
Who?
Yeah.
Everyone
I've seen
seen
what?
Hunter x Hunter?
Hunter x
Hunter x Hunter. Has everyone seen Hunter x Hunter?
Oh yeah.
I haven't seen all of it.
I haven't.
But
This one
Snacks
I've
don't never
opted
watch
out
shit
of.
all the way through. So
It was kind of slow moving for me, so I kind of gave up on it.
Okay. Well, Hunter x Hunter has a good balance between fight scenes and story, so it's not all about fight scenes. There's a good storytelling aspect of it that makes it great. I just want to ask this though: who do you think will win in a death match, Razor or Hisoka?
Fuck.
Because remember, Razor was part of the people powering Greed Island, and we know how strong Hisoka is.
Ah.
Because we never really got to see the full strength of neither one of them.
I don't know. This might be kind of biased. I'm going with Hisoka. It might be kind of biased. Though.
I was
'Cause I like him
I
as
was
a
about to
character.
say Hisoka 2 type shit. Like, I don't know.
It could go
I
either
have no
way.
idea.
Okay, I do know about Razor. I do know about Hisoka.
Because you know how they pulled it, like somebody won and then somebody just pulled a MacGuffin out their ass out of nowhere.
that word.
And
How do
win.
you-
Yeah, because they didn't necessarily fight each other. It was more so like a challenge type of thing.
Right, like that was
But
some straight
remember,
respect.
he did damage Hisoka, which isn't easy to do.
Mm-hmm.
And Hisoka's one of those characters that usually outsmarts his opponents. But Razor has a lot of he's like powerful. So
Yeah, he brute.
that's why I
straight,
was
but Hisoka
so upset that Hisoka wasn't in the Chimera Ant arc. But one thing one more question: who will win between Eraserhead and Hero Killer Stain?
Hey, I don't
Ooh,
give a
that's
fuck.
a-
I'm going with Eraserhead all fucking day.
I'm taking Stain.
That's my nigga. That's my spirit animal.
I'm taking Stain. Just because his power. That one drop of blood and it's over with. So I'm taking Stain.
Both of them. Then the reason why I paired those two is because both of them are hand-to-hand combat fighters, and they're known for like taking people's power or immobilizing people in certain aspects. I feel like that will be a dope fight. One person said in the comment section that if Eraserhead wraps up the fight quickly, he'll have it, but if he drags it out, it'll be
Stain.
more.
Yeah,
It'll be
he'll-
more likely in Stain's
fuck.
favor.
Yeah.
The more it'll be in his favor more if he just he gotta go end down, or if like if he let it go, like drag, it's gonna be that moment where he just finna beat his ass, and then Eraserhead just gonna once again pull a MacGuffin, anime MacGuffin out his ass.
I like Eraserhead, but he spent the whole series getting 2-piece, so I'm taking Stain.
Yeah, that's
I'm
my
taking
shit,
Stain.
too.
Well, only one time.
He already,
It was only
he
one.
can take hits.
It was only one time that when he fought that Nomu.
He got
Yeah,
his
he
face.
just got-
He got
and
his
he
face
came back to class.
busted in
But he came back to class the next day like ain't shit happened.
with his whole face wrapped
fully
up.
bandaged. Everybody like, yo, why you
Well,
ain't take your
and he
leave?
can't use his he can't use his powers as long as he could before too.
All right, damn. Why you? Shit, I was thinking about him in his prime.
I mean, Stain killed a Nomu, so he's already like ahead
Yeah.
of Eraserhead on that.
Oh well, no, but the Nomu Stain killed I don't think was that same Diesel Brawlic one that All Might had to take out though. I think he took out one of the flying Nomu, which wasn't as strong.
Right? Yeah, it went like super, just like OP ass no move type.
Yeah,
shit.
Snacks. Have you seen My Hero?
Nope. Don't ask me. He ain't seen that.
Yeah, what?
See why he been quiet this whole
What anime?
time?
What anime has he seen?
You ever
Dragon Ball
Not
know?
a lot.
You ever see a
He
person?
watched like the first 5 episodes and then stopped. Now we
What-
looking
what-
like
what-
You ever
he'll
see a person
just
that don't know
object
nothing
us.
and you just start smiling?
What have you finished? What have you finished?
I mean,
Fucking nothing.
Dragon Ball
Death
Z.
Note. Death Note. I've gotten pretty far on Death Note, it's
Pretty
not
far.
I
Wait,
like that.
Hey,
pretty
kid,
far. It's only
what's pretty
25
far?
episodes.
I was about to
Okay.
say like, what's pretty
Okay.
far? Like episode
All right.
7.
All right, y'all not about to jump me right now. I have animes. I finished the first season of Demon Slayer.
That's crazy.
That's ongoing. That don't
That's
count.
Crazy. That's crazy.
I watched every
my
single-
nigga. It's like 3 movies.
That's another anime that the ladies love, Demon Slayer.
I watched every single Digimon
Hey,
up
bitches
until
do
the
love
Spirit
Demon
Evolver
Slayer.
Digimon.
I've caught that over the years.
That counts.
Yeah, I only watched the first 3 Digimon. I like the
Oh, man.
first 2 and the Tamers. That was it.
Digitamers. Digimon has the
Tamers
best
got dope.
character development. of
I only
of
come back
any
to
anime I've
Digimon
seen.
when like the original first lineup come back for shit when they adults and shit. I love it.
Like I was
Okay,
like,
I hope I didn't take away from y'all sponsors or none.
No, they do
Oh,
that. They
no,
fill it
definitely
in.
not.
Hold on, wait. Oh shit.
No, they fill it in
guess
after
what?
we done with the episode already.
Guess
Okay.
what time it is?
I felt bad.
When we talking about blurred shit. Wait, damn, goddamn. I always just remember it's Miller time. Oh shit, I was about to blunt. Well, I'm burning. I'm on fire. It's Miller time, though.
They don't even want to sponsor us anymore.
I'm on fire. Yep,
Tamers
I'm
got
definitely on
dark
fire.
at the end, right? That was
It
the one
did.
that, like,
It did, bro.
yeah.
That's one of the best seasons. That and the Spirit Evolvers.
Yeah,
that's
that D
underrated
Reaper season was dope.
Really good season. I didn't hear you. What you say?
Oh, he
Wait.
cut out.
I was about to
Yeah,
say,
you
wait,
cut out.
You cut out real quick before
Who, me?
you finish. What'd you say?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I was just saying, yeah, that D Reaper season, that was dope. That enemy, the D Reaper, and was like killing all the digital data and all that stuff. I enjoyed that, and the one before that with the it was like the 12 Chinese zodiacs. So I thought that whole season was cool.
The best season.
That's the last one I saw.
The best season
too.
is the.
Oh no, my
bet-
bad. I did see the fourth one. I saw the fourth one with the guys who were fused with the Digimon. I did see that one.
Yeah.
Wait, niggas becoming it.
The best season
Oh,
I think
yeah,
though.
yeah.
The best season I think though is the second one with Davis when TK and Kari was teenagers. That's probably the
Yeah,
best season.
that was dope. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot of character development. I think the dude, he was the main antagonist in the start of the season. That's some really good character development.
Who was the main antagonist?
Yeah, I saw about to say like who. Wait.
It was the dude that had the black Digivice.
The
right?
Digi Emperor.
Yeah, Ken Ichijoji,
Yeah.
who ended up
Ken
becoming.
Ichijoji.
Oh yeah.
Really good
Okay.
character development.
Oh yeah, most definitely. And my oldest mon as the villain at the end, I didn't see that coming.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
My oldest mom.
Only thing I hated was when Patamon finally fused with what's his name. I thought it was gonna be like the coolest thing, but it was the dumbest Digi evolution I ever seen. It looked like a freaking Chinese. Okay, that's probably gonna sound derogatory.
You was just thinking that. You was
Walk it
fucking
back.
off.
But it looked like an urn. It
Look this up real
looked
quick.
like if you see it, it
It
looks
look like an iron.
like an urn, like one of them little things you put ashes in. Like that's what it looked. I'm like, what the heck is this?
Bitch, an urn?
Yeah.
Oh shit, that's funny.
I just want to say this before I go. Spider-Man: No Way Home is the greatest Marvel movie ever. I listened to y'all's episode where y'all was talking about it. Y'all was giving it like these 7s
You
and
like,
8s. I give that movie a 10
Oh,
out
it's
of 10.
froze.
There was only that movie.
Okay.
That movie is like when I say greatest Marvel movie ever. I'm talking going all the way back to Blade. I'm not even just meaning the MCU. I'm talking every Marvel movie.
Nah, Blade.
Yeah,
Oh shit.
yeah. Like every Marvel. I actually got into a debate with Charlemagne about it. Like me and him was going back and forth because it wasn't because he didn't like the movie. He just said it was cool, and that wasn't enough for me. I was like, nah, this movie's great. He just said it was good.
felt the way?
He said it was good, and I feel like saying it's good and saying it's cool to me is a disservice. So I just want to put that out there. Like Spider-Man: No Way Home is the greatest Marvel movie ever.
Yeah, it's top 6 for me. That's it. It was cool. I don't know about the greatest,
Baku
though.
is gonna be biased.
I mean,
I think it's the best Marvel
the
movie
last
this
to
year.
your left we got was better.
What?
You said what?
It did.
The last to your left was better on Endgame when it was like to your left, and literally they pulled out Howard the Duck
Bruh.
again.
Winter
Bruh.
Soldier's better.
I
Winter
was-
Soldier's better than No
I
Way
was-
No Way Home.
Okay,
I don't
all
give a
right,
fuck.
guys. All
Howard
right,
the Duck
Winter
is
Soldier.
the
okay.
Deadpool.
All right.
Howard
Winter Soldier's
Duck
one
of
is
the
the
greatest
Look.
Marvels of
Deadpool
all
before
time.
he was Deadpool.
Look,
Winter Soldier's one of the greatest of all time.
and I just want to add this too. A black man created the Spider-Verse. The story producer behind Spider-Man the animated series, he created the Spider-Man Spider-Verse. There was a white guy that's getting all the credit right now, but it was actually a black dude. So I just want to put that out there because a lot of our creatives go overlooked and underrated and underappreciated. So a black man
Always.
created that universe.
Yes. Well,
Wait, what's
I
his
think
name?
His name is John Semper. He was the story editor behind the '90s animated movie. I mean '90s animated cartoon, and they used a lot of his storytelling for a lot of the Spider-Man movies, and they definitely used it as far as the Into the Spider-Verse. Because I don't know if you remember, there was an old cartoon episode where it was like a bunch of different Spider-Man. There was an episode when, if you remember,
is that where the meme came from?
right. So,
Oh, I was
well,
like,
no,
oh,
that's
shit.
not where it came from. But there's, I mean, I can send you, if you follow me on Critics of Culture, I'll send you the source material. But just know there's a black man behind a lot of the dope creative stuff that we like. Even the X-Men '90s cartoon, there was a black man that was the story editor behind that series too. So I just definitely, that's why I just want to give y'all flowers, yo. I love y'all's platform, and I thank you and Charlemagne for coming together and you know, giving y'all a bigger voice, because I feel like the blurred demographic that's on social media still has yet to really like find their space where we could come and promote our content and share our stories and just have these conversations, debates, and discussions. I still feel like this should be a breakfast club for the blurred space.
Oh yeah, most definitely, man.
Yeah, like we
Most
gotta
definitely.
pit on for like our fellow niggas. Like we gotta tell niggas that like, hey, we
Fellow
black,
niggas.
like we from the trap and shit. But hey,
We are from the hood.
we know about this comic book and video
Yeah.
game shit, cuz.
But man,
Like dead ass.
and same goes to you though. You doing it big, bro. Like the accolades you have writing with Marvel and all the stuff you're doing on social media, bro, and everything in between. Like it's amazing. It's an amazing feat to have, bro, and we appreciate sharing the time with us and us just being able to talk and blurt out with you, bro.
Thanks. That means a lot. I'm just like you, bro. I still work a 9 to 5. I'm still, waiting
Same.
for that big opportunity myself.
Right.
So it's a grind. You gotta figure out how to make that balance between creating your content and doing what you love, and also living within your reality. So we gonna make it. We gonna get there together, and we definitely gonna lift each other up, because us blurs got to stick together.
Most definitely.
You know it.
Well-
When we all quit our jobs, then we do this shit full time, we can be like, hey y'all, we made it.
Exactly.
Well, before we let you go, we want you to give out your socials and just to throw out anything you're gonna got coming up or anything you want to promote. We're gonna give the floor to you.
Okay. I just
Talk your shit, cuz.
I just want to give some shout outs. Shout out to my guy Ethan Murphy. He has a graphic novel called Slate and Ash. They just did a development deal with Platinum Studios. That's the same studios that brought you Men in Black. He's doing his thing. Hopefully gonna make an adaptation of his story. Whether it be movies, TV show, they still figuring all that stuff out. But definitely want to give him a shout out. Shout out to all the other social media influencers and creatives out there in this blur space. I want to give a special shout out to Frankie, Fantastic Frankie. Y'all should definitely have her on here. She be going in on the the male demographic of blurred. So even though we can agree to disagree, I still think it's good to have that dialogue, even if you disagree with someone. So and I think this would be a dope platform to have those discussions. Let's see what else. Yeah, follow me on Critics of Culture. Critics of Culture on Instagram. I make memes. If you need anything creative, if you need promo, I'd be happy to help. Just hit me up. I'm easy to get in contact with. My rates are fair, so I don't charge a whole lot for promo. So yeah, that's pretty much it, man. I'm an open book. I love to have these discussions. Like I said, I'm a whole blur myself. Can I ask one more question though?
Yeah, go ahead.
Alright, bro, if you see a random nigga called Popcorn just follow you, that's me.
Okay. I'm gonna follow you back.
Like, if any other nigga named Popcorn, if you find them, let them know it's another nigga named Popcorn. And you remember like the Jet Li movie, The One?
Mm-hmm.
I'm the evil one.
Dre, stop trying to shout out your evil twins. Golly.
No, any other nigga named Popcorn gotta see me in the motherfucking coma tape. Cuz
I'm Eula.
there can only be one nigga. I am nobody's bitch. It's like,
the
All right,
accountant.
everybody.
All right, we gotta go to.
All right, everybody. We got.
And shout out to the head nerds in charge and Blurred Approved Entertainment. Those dudes, one of my not affiliates. What's the word I'm looking for? They're one of the people that I rock with in this Blur space. So I just wanted to give them a quick shout out.
We had them both on the podcast too. We met Blur Approved and BlurCon.
Oh, okay, cool.
We met everybody
At
at
BlurCon,
BlurCon.
yeah.
I was supposed to go, but I was unvaccinated at the time. So,
Bruh, we was so fucked up.
oh, and
But,
shout out to Hilton George, founder of BlurCon.
Oh yeah, shout out to him. Big shout. That was Chris Miles, everyone. Make sure y'all follow his Critics of Culture page on Instagram. We're gonna go to a quick break, but when we come back, we have writer, comedian, actor Roy Wood Jr. joining us after this. All right, and we are back. We got a very special guest here. Actually, another Daily Show writer, very incredible comedian, and fellow Blurred and gamer, also, Mr. Roy Wood
What's
Jr.
happening?
What's good?
What's going on with y'all, man?
Man,
Going
kicking
good.
it high as hell.
Yeah.
Yeah, about the same over here, man. Just managing fatherhood and trying to pray this boy got to go to school every day. Get a damn email from the school every day about COVID shit. I'm like, oh Lord, don't let this be the one. Got to stay home.
You trying to keep him out the house.
Yeah,
much as
yeah. I'm
possible.
like, look, you need to go get some germs.
Yeah, somewhere.
You can't be in this house all the time.
Strengthen your immune system. Go outside, cough.
Whatever it works, man. Whatever works, man. But that's it, man. I'm chilling, man.
All right. Like we previously mentioned, of course you got the special come out on Paramount Plus on well, actually tomorrow, January 19th.
Yeah, it's streaming now, man. Imperfect Messenger, man.
Streaming now.
Going on and bootleg that shit.
Oh, okay.
I'm on some of them bootleg sites,
Gave
man.
us your permission.
Yo, I don't know what it is, but I still go to bootleg sites just to see what's on there. Even though I got, like, with all this streaming shit, I got access to everything legit. But sometimes
So you don't mind people bootlegging your shit because you still bootleg shit.
I don't. It's karma, because
It's a circle of life.
yeah, because like I used to bootleg hard in them DVD days, 01, 02, you know, just a
Yep.
broke road comic, and then I fucked around and got a laptop with a DVD burner, burner, nigga. It
That's
was
when
a
they
wrap,
That's when the
bro.
world was over
It
with.
was a wrap, bro.
$5 a movie. That's what I used to
Dude.
do.
They used to come in the
And
barber
so-
shop and everything back in the day.
Yeah, and what you think I used to do? I used to go in the barber shop, and Buddy would give you 5 for 20, 5 a pop, or he would give you 5 for 20, and I would go and hit a lick, and then that's what I would watch all week on the road when I was doing comedy. And then when I started doing morning radio, and I was doing prank phone calls, cats was bootlegging the fuck out of my prank phone calls. And like not even just,
I believe
but
that.
not just the shit on CDs. Like they was taking Lucy's off the internet that I'd never even put on a project. I'm like, how'd you recorded this off the radio? And but I couldn't get mad at it because it was opening my audience up. So you know,
That make you relevant.
yeah. So
That's how you know you somebody.
I ain't never been mad at it, man. You know, I just know that I'm at an age and a point in my career where I should probably be proud to pay $7.99, and I do. But every now and then, I just swing on over there just to see what y'all up to over here.
I know when I didn't pay my Disney Plus bill 1 month, and I had to bootleg the rest of Captain America.
Winter Soldier.
Yeah, the rest of the Winter Soldier, and I had to bootleg the rest of that. And yeah,
Why you
I
admitting
ain't a
why you
stranger to
admitting
that.
to federal crimes on live, man? Come on, man.
Yeah,
Allegedly,
we were talking about old
Yeah,
stuff over
man.
here,
I
man.
did
We
not
can
know
talk-
what
Got
you
your
were talking about,
limitations,
sir.
you know. I said
Allegedly.
01,
you a
your
snitch.
ass.
He's like 5 months ago.
I have a file on my desk. Let me screen share with y'all right now.
Type shit. Who else? Who you recording this conversation for, Eli? Like, what's going on?
So
My nigga Fed.
speaking on the Daily Show, it's one of my favorite shows. I love political humor and stuff like that. So where do you get your your inspiration for when you writing for shows like that? How do you get your inspiration and stuff?
Man, for me, the best pieces is it's kind of like stand up, where I want a topic that black folks will look at and go, "That's what we've been trying to tell you," and then white folks look at it and go, "Wow, I didn't know that." And then finding the jokes that kind of sit in the middle of that. You know what I'm saying? Because the thing about tackling black issues with satire, if I'm being honest, black people, we're very literal people. Like, especially when it comes to humor. Because we've been lied to for so much. Like, satire is like, I'm faking being this thing, but I'm really not. And the funny is that I'm pretending to, like, you can't do that with black folks. You got to tell the truth and find the humor within the truth. So that's the type of stuff that draws me. Like, one of the first pieces we did on the show, I had to be here 2 months, not even. It was the 20th anniversary of the Million Man March. And so the motto of the 20th anniversary was justice or else. I don't know why I'm telling you niggas. You niggas know what the fuck it is.
Yeah, we know.
So why am I talking down to y'all like I'm talking to some white journalist? Hey,
It happens,
so
man.
Yeah.
so it's justice or else. So I go to Trevor and I go, yo, man, I think white people are twisted on what justice or else means. So you don't have to show up to a black event and joke on black people.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like, let me just show this is what we're doing. This is why we're here.
Yep.
And then you go to the white side of D.C. and go, yo, they marching across town for justice or else. What do you think or else means? Now, if you ask a black person what or else means, you already know. It's all upliftment. We going to fight and we going to vote, whatever. But then I'm going to ask white people. Yeah. I said, what do y'all think or else means? Violence or riots.
Yeah. That's what they think every time.
And so that's so I ain't got to do no work, bro. The joke is right there in the truth. The joke is just showing, they open the door for you. So it's just a matter of just showing what was already right there for everybody to see that was rooted in truth. Those are the pieces that I like the most, that I want to do the most. So, you got knick-knack stuff you got to do, and those stories are fine. But the stories that I really look back on and go, yeah, that was one where I know no one else could have done. There's no other show on television with a person on their team who could have went and did what I did that day for that piece.
Yep.
And made it work.
And make it work. Because you're around black folks with a fucking camera, bro. That is dangerous. It's more dangerous than having a gun. A gun is less stressful to be on a block with a gun because they might have a gun too. So they ain't worried about a fucking gun. Guns don't talk. Cameras do.
You ever pull out your camera in front of like your hood homeboys like, don't be taking no pictures, bro. I don't want to see no pictures.
They don't need to see my face, cuz.
Yeah.
We was on the south side of Chicago, and I did a piece with some gang interrupters. And essentially, Ceasefire Nonviolence was the name of the organization. And the group is comprised of, a lot of former gang members. And they literally walk block to block every night and talk to all the crews to try and keep the peace between rival crews.
Yeah.
All they do is mediate bullshit up and down the block. And they're more respected than the cops. They're more respected than social workers. And I walk the block with them to watch them do what they do. Mm-hmm. And, Daily Show, it's huge. It's 2-3 cameras. You got a dude holding a boom mic. You got the little production assistant carrying water. It's too many fucking strangers on this block. Mm. So before we could walk down a block, the cats that we were walking with would go up the block to get the blessing of the niggas who ran that block for us to come up the block with the cameras.
It do be like
just to be able to tell our story. There's still ways you got to move through our spaces, even as a black, and I'm black. My daddy is a Chicago OG from back in the day, and I done went to a black college. We don't give a fuck. You ain't from this block. We don't know you.
You gotta check in.
So so the cats with Ceasefire, Stop the Violence would have to go up the block, hey, this is who they are. They're with us. This is what we're doing. But we got a good piece out of it. And then you're able to put something on TV when motherfuckers love to turn around and say that black folks don't care about Chicago and that y'all ain't doing nothing about black on black crime. Because that's the first thing y'all love to say. So let's go do a piece that proves that that's not true.
The black folks, the ones who marching in there every day to change Chicago. They the people who live there. So
There you go.
that's why I hate when people say that. They do a whole bunch of stuff about Chicago. So
Yeah.
I hate when people say stuff like that, man.
Yeah, so those are the pieces I like, man. The ones that's rooted in some real shit that are where it's hard to find the jokes because those are the most rewarding ones.
Now, I have a stand-up question. I just got because I've seen both of your specials, Father Figure and the second one.
No One Loves You.
But I just had
Yeah.
No One Loves You. I mean, I love the way like you set up your jokes. Like you'll have I'm seeing it where you have your setup and then the punchline, but you use that same punchline and turn it around and like at the end and it'd be what I mean.
Yeah, I
I
try to
love
call
like
back.
the chicken nugget. Yeah, like the chicken nugget one.
Yeah.
The McDonald's chicken nugget one. Like I love how you do that. Like, is that something that you developed starting out, or is something that you had to grow into?
I
doing
kind of
something
grew
like that?
into it. I still think that Chris Rock is probably the best at callbacks because he only does them once. I kind of do them multiple times, like as a thread through. But Chris Rock will close with a fucking huge, like, and you just never saw it coming, and it just like Bigger and Blacker, where he talks about the big piece of chicken, and he set that up 10 minutes in, and then like 50 minutes later calls it
Brought
back.
it back.
Dog, he's got Chris Rock had a half-hour special before Bring the Pain called Chris Rock Big Ass Jokes. I'm not going to even spoil the punchline. It's a 30-minute special. If you can find that on HBO Max, or you find that, I'll send you the link to the bootleg section. Like, if you, there is a massive callback that he closes on that you just never see coming, and it's fucking magical. Like, I don't know. It's fun to find ways to kind of play with words a little bit, but it's not something I write and I go, yeah, then I'm gonna put a callback. Each joke is created. Each joke is individually owned and operated, and then as you start putting the act together, you start recognizing places where, oh, I can make a mention of that here, and that would be funny again to say here, because it ties into the, it's like like I did the bit in Father Figure about how good, because we can't tell, this is pre-Allied T-shirts and pussy hats and Black Lives Matter, but I did a joke about how you can't tell good white folks from the bad white folks, and that's part of the problem. That's why we don't trust white people, because y'all look,
Yeah.
So we need a wristband. There needs to be a wristband that white folks wear that they can just show black folks. So then that joke is alone by itself. But then as I'm building my act, and I start seeing places in my act where white people have done good things and there was an act out, and it's unrelated to racism, it would just be cool in the middle of this joke if I just get this person a wristband.
See, when you hit it with the flight captain, like that moment, like that was brilliant. Like, like it had me rolling, like, because you set it up really well. You didn't know where it was going, but then you popped out the wristband thing. I was like, oh yeah. That's
the hard part is hiding callbacks, because at no point do I call the captain a white man. That's the other thing that I try to do, is I try not to say black or white unless I explicitly have to.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's understood in the voices. Right. Because if I say white person, then you're on alert, because I said white person earlier when I said wristband. So is he going to do it again here? So people can sometimes see the punchlines coming, which I guess isn't always the worst thing in the world, but you'd rather be surprised.
I know there's another method. I think it was on Rogan. I seen you talking about where when you're when you're working out your material, you go to two different environments to work out that material.
Yeah, you gotta see how the verbiage works. I'll in New York, I'll just run it to test the theories of it, to just stress test it, and then I'll go to like mainstream rooms and just put the joke up just to see what Middle America thinks of it, to make sure it's not to make sure I'm not out of touch with middle class. Then you go to black people to see how to perform it and how to enhance it. Because if it's funny to black folks, already know everybody else gonna get in line. But I don't need to be going to a black audience testing the premise. Is this fun? No, I know it's funny. Now, how do I make sure this connects with us? Because that's the ultimate goal. So do I need to change this word? Do I need to pick up the tempo? Do I need to pause here? Maybe I'm explaining it too much. Because, when you talk to black folks, there's a lot of stuff that's just unsaid that you don't have to say because you ain't got to spoon feed certain parts of the joke to them. Like
Right.
which is why, like, before I tape a special, I go to Peoria, Illinois, and then I go to Atlanta, Georgia, in that order. And then I tape the special.
Peoria, the home.
Yeah, Peoria, Illinois.
Yeah.
It's the home of John Deere tractors. Literally, that's their corporate headquarters.
I was thinking Richard Pryor. But
He's there too. But there's a lot more broke white folks there.
Yeah.
Lawnmowers, lawnmowers, everywhere.
And
Park like cars.
it's also a city where it's not a lot of rich people, bro. So you coming in here talking all that rich shit, motherfucker. I'm living check to check. Talk to me about some real shit that I can relate to that's going to connect. So that keeps you honest with middle America. And then black folks, you go talk to black folks to make sure that delivery is on point. And sometimes, and you tweak it along the way. You do other black rooms, but Atlanta is like the last cherry on top. Let's make sure this is what I think it is.
Yeah.
Understand.
That's always one thing I wanted to ask you personally about. The way you're working out your material and the way you write it, because I always thought it was an interesting take an interesting method that you do, and get an inside look on it's pretty dope. From all of your specials and seeing what you do on the Daily Show, your writing is something I don't know. I can't think of the word because if I use a big word, I'm using the wrong big word.
Nah, man. All I'm trying to do, bro, with everything I do, Daily Show, stand up, whatever, is take a topic everybody's been talking about and find an angle that nobody's talked about yet. That's it. So you just figure that out from just researching the issue. Watch a lot of interviews, see who's saying what on it, read all the comments, see what folks are already saying about it so you know the totality of the discussion. And then you're able to pick off the places where you can introduce something new, or you can present a whole new prism, to the argument. I have a bit in my new special, Imperfect Messenger, about the whole black, how, black Americans ain't fucking with black Brit actors playing famous niggas in movies or whatever. That's the thing.
Fucks my head up every time.
Yeah, why is it a British person playing Dr. King and Harriet Tubman?
How is he fucking doing the voice that goddamn good?
They good. They
Then
good.
They just snap back.
That's what I was saying
Then
in the
they just
joke.
snap right back.
But
I'll be like, bruh, magic witch.
so the argument is the surface argument that has been had is our role should be played by our people. And then you get into you can't even get into the ADOS of it because white folks then you got to explain it. It's like,
That's some hard explaining.
you see what I'm saying? And so, but even within that joke, okay, you present this argument. Should black Brits be allowed to play black Americans? And I could have that argument on stage, but the deeper discussion is, the deeper truth is that why are we mad about it as black Americans? And it comes from a level of distrust and not knowing shit about black Brits because we don't know your pain. And if I don't know your pain as a people, I don't trust you to portray my pain on camera. I don't feel like you've walked that walk. And the argument I'm making in the premise of the bit in the special is that if we knew more of their pain, we wouldn't have these discussions as often. But we don't know shit about foreign racism because they don't teach us that shit.
No,
They
everything
still
is
teach
America centric in America. Yeah, you're right.
And so, and I literally verbatim in the special, I say, we just started talking about Tulsa, and that happened around the corner.
Right.
So we still covering American racism, and nigga, they trying to take that shit out the history books.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
you don't know shit about whatever the fuck Black Brits done been through and went through in the you know what I mean? And that doesn't necessarily make it a foolproof argument for Idris Elba being whoever the fuck, David Oyelowo. But it is a new angle to the conversation to consider, because when you look at Africans, we don't jump bad at Africans the way we do Black Brits. There's a definite argument between Black Americans and Africans, but that's rooted in Africans being arrogant or being portrayed as arrogant. But part of why Africans are fucking arrogant is because the only thing we know about them is that they fucking poor and they war torn. And we know that's a lie, because we know if you point a camera at the real shit that's happening in Africa, it ain't all dirt and pot bellies.
Yeah.
Right.
So we're poisoned by our own media to think they're one way, so they come over here and overcompensate in how they relate. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
that
yeah.
so
I saw
that's
that
the
in college.
spine. That's the spine of the thought, and then I have to go, all right, how do I make that funny? Because it ain't a fucking lecture. I ain't fucking Killer Mike. I ain't Dr. Umar. I don't know how to articulate shit the way them niggas do. All I got is jokes. So how do I take this angle of an issue that at the surface is should they or shouldn't they? I don't want to have that conversation in my jokes. Let's talk deeper about why we're even pissed in the first place. And then you can choose to agree or disagree. But if I make you laugh, at minimum, I've done my job. And that's the thing I always respect about George Carlin and Chris Rock, is that they could get you to laugh even if you didn't agree with them. You know,
Especially Carlin. Oh
to
my
me,
gosh.
one of Chris Rock's greatest lines of any special is when he tells the audience, boo if you won't, but you know I'm right. Like telling the audience, I don't give a fuck if you disagree with me. You know, like that. To me, that's where my head goes on a lot of this shit, man.
Well, let's get into some blurred talk because because a lot of going back to your jokes a little bit, you got a couple of superhero based jokes. Like I love the one where Luke Cage, he can't save the world because he's too busy saving Queens.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, black
what's up?
superheroes
So-
have to focus on their hood. Luke Cage, a 20-episode series, that nigga never left Harlem. He went to
all.
Midtown once to help Daredevil.
The hood needed him. But nah, random segue. I got my bad next.
Oh no,
Random
go ahead.
question.
I've asked enough.
I had to let you get your comedian talk out the way.
Go ahead.
Off top of the head, who is your most trash superhero? Go.
I was about to ask the opposite of that. But yeah,
I
that's
know.
cool.
That's why I was like, nah, I'm gonna fuck him up with this one.
I mean,
He just asked, like, why is he here?
well,
The middle Brady Bunch system.
my fave is Wolverine, so that's just a quick answer. But Hawkeye is pretty useless.
Thank you.
I
Oh
know-
my God.
I know that I want to say Black Widow, but I don't want to get canceled.
We've already said it multiple
let me put it
times on
this
the
way.
show.
Oh, we
she
trashed that
she
movie.
wouldn't be the first one I choose. like if the danger is like the portal opens and niggas is coming through the portal to fuck shit up, and they go, Roy, you can call any two superheroes. I would not call Black Widow.
True. You ain't never lied.
That's like calling the police, basically. You'd be better off calling. You better off calling DPD
I
or
tell you the
something.
superpower I always wanted to be Nightcrawler. That was the one I used to imitate growing up. I used to pretend that I could teleport across the room, and I would like make the sound as I like across the room and
You
shit.
ain't shit.
Yeah, man, Hawkeye is a second teamer for sure. Like he's
Like when they
not
was-
high on my depth chart.
When they was making the movies,
Who
I
do
don't
you
know
think
what
is
made them
purely
say.
ass on DC side?
When they were making the movies, I don't know what made them say, let's put Hawkeye and Black Widow in the main Avengers. I don't understand. Don't understand.
Hawkeye is only a super.
For a minute. Till niggas
Hawkeye's
died.
main superpower is not just the arrows; it's just he has to be able to hide good.
Nah, you want to know his most powerful superpower of all? He got heart.
So does
he got hard. He got a high
so does
good.
fucking Rocky Balboa. You wouldn't choose Rocky to stop niggas coming through a portal.
True.
Yeah.
Rocky
Last person.
Rocky gonna square up.
I'll take you down, Thanos. Let's go.
I would say Cyborg, but ever since that Josh Whedon shit came out,
Oh,
where he like
We just talked about
he
We were just talking
trashed
about
that
that,
nigga's acting, and I feel bad now because it's like, all right, was it the script? Was it the act? Because if a director doesn't believe in an actor, then they will sometimes give them bad direction, or not give the actor corrections to make the scene better.
Better.
You know what I'm saying? So now I'm like, all right, Cyborg.
Slightly sabotage.
Cyborg is like the Punisher, and I'm an old nigga. I'm 43, so I remember the Dolph Lundgren Punisher with Lou Gossett Jr. from the 80s,
Dang.
the OG.
I saw that bitch once,
I don't think I ever seen that.
You would.
and it was on a VHS.
I'll give you the bootleg link later. I think it's on the list. There's
2 for 2.
that Punisher was terrible to me. Like, even not knowing the comic books as a kid, it didn't quite connect. But I didn't completely write the character off. And I felt like what they did with Thomas Jane was fine. I didn't buy Travolta as the villain in that version of the Punisher. I mean, Bernthal, I mean, that's the most visceral and real part. Like, that was like some Christian Bale Batman level.
Yeah, he was just turned to the max, like hella cocaine. They just sniffed
Yeah.
cocaine. Like, we redoing Punisher.
So the problem now is that if you go back and watch the Dolph Lundgren Punisher from the 80s, it's like going from cocaine to sniffing super glue. Like, it's just not going to hit. It ain't going to hit the same. But my point is with Cyborg, I think the Cyborg character deserves another at bat. Hopefully with that same brother back in the suit.
The
yeah.
stuff that Josh Whedon was saying,
It
I
was
just didn't
alright.
understand at all, man.
Yeah, the suit
What-
was just killing it
what-
for me in general. Like, that
Well, 'cause
shit
this-
gave me a stroke.
Like, my theory was because Ray Fisher was saying it was Josh Whedon was like he was being racist toward.
Correct. And I got to side with the
Yeah.
brother on that. I just
Yeah.
you can't.
Yeah.
I ain't
Most
finna
definitely.
question.
Pop.
And it sound like
Especially
Josh
when-
Whedon-
Especially when you see how it went.
And it sounded like Josh Whedon's like, nah, I wasn't being racist. He's just not a good actor. Like,
It's highly believable.
And it's hard to say which one is true, and that's why that whole thing got to be a push. Now, I tell you the OG shit about the old Punisher that I appreciated. He had a line at the end of the movie that's like a top 10 gangster ass movie line. He kills the mobster or whoever the fuck the bad guy is, right? He kills him, right?
Right?
And then the mobster's son walks in the room and sees his dead father's body on the ground. The kid's like 9 or 10. And he's looking at his dead father. And he looks up at the Punisher all angry. But he know he 10. He bitch nigga. He can't do shit.
I can't do shit.
You can't fade me. So what the fuck you got?
Little ass nigga.
So Punisher squats down. Looks this little motherfucker in the eyes. He goes, "You're a good boy. And I hope you grow up to be a good man. But if you don't, I'll be waiting." And then a fucking guitar riff, and then they cut to the Punisher riding a motorcycle in the sewer.
It's so 80s.
That's the most gangster
Yeah,
thing ever.
yeah, it's such an 80s line, but like,
Yeah.
that's some wild shit to kill a nigga's daddy in front of him, then just go, "Nigga, you next if you want to jump up. I'll be waiting on
I
you."
swear to God, you better go to college and live a great life, nigga, or else.
Yeah, it's
Get a ticket.
It's totally
Get a ticket.
80s. It's totally 80s, but at the time, that was a fucking... I was like, yeah, man, Dolph Lundgren. You also got to remember, this is Dolph Lundgren...
It's like prime Dolph
Fuck,
Lundgren,
is this before or after Rocky 4? It's in the same...
right?
That was before.
Yeah, it's got to be well before.
Rocky 4 came out in the 90s, early, like 90,
I said it was
like 90.
5-6 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was late 80s.
Yeah, because there was... He did. I'm trying to think when Universal Soldier came out.
That was like 92. Nah, that was like 91.
Yeah, The Punisher, 1989,
Universal Soldier,
92.
92.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Rocky 4 came out first. Yeah. Rocky 4 in
really?
85, and then The Punisher in 89. Yo, this nigga had a run, bro. Rocky 4.
Yeah.
He played He-Man and Masters of the Universe.
Yep.
Red Scorpion.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Then he was the Punisher.
He
He was the Rock without charisma.
He was the boulder.
The bold. But also in that era though, he was going up against Arnold Schwarzenegger for all the muscle movies.
Superstar. Yep.
Yeah, and Arnold was just going to get everything. Arnold was just the man. He had way more charisma than him.
He was making money off the worst movie concepts I ever heard of in my life, but they was working though.
Oh, killer.
Last Action Hero is the greatest, most underrated Arnold Schwarzenegger movie ever done. He parodied the fuck out himself right there and made it work.
I need to go watch that. True Lies is still my joint.
True Lies.
The crazy thing though is that the 80s was so prime for video games based on movies because the premises were so straightforward and like none of them work. I don't what y'all blurs. Let me ask y'all a question. What do you think is worse? Video games based on movies or movies based on video games?
Movies based on video games ain't even close.
All right, that's fucked
Yeah,
up.
movies based on video games
Yeah, I
are
had
awful.
It is
Because
awful.
I can name a couple. Video game adaptations of like movies that were better than the actual movie. So yeah, but a movie never actually hit. The movie never gonna hit.
Battleship is probably
That's
the
when you
worst.
know Jesus coming back.
Like,
Oh,
granted,
you
that
talk
was a
Battleship with
board
Rihanna?
game. Now, granted, that's a
Oh
board
my
game.
god!
Don't put that
Why
on.
would you? That was a board game.
I forgot that.
Don't
movie.
put that on Rihanna. That
Hey,
wasn't her
Clue
fault.
is still the greatest board game movies ever.
That's fair.
They made a.
They
made a
made
clue?
that shit work
Yeah.
and gave that bitch 3 alternate endings before they made alternate endings.
Yeah, that's it. That one's good enough. It's basically Knives Out, same energy.
Yeah, true.
Like they could,
Before it was
Knives Out before Knives Out. Wing Commander was pretty terrible as a video game, as a movie based on a video game.
I still act like the Super Mario Brothers movie never existed.
Come on, dog. Even John Leguizamo
I love
act
that.
like
I
it didn't
love that
exist.
I hate it so much. It's like I hate to watch it. It's like I hate to love that movie so much. It's one of them.
But see,
It's like I know this shit bad, but
but see, even in knowing
you gotta
that,
keep watching.
I think both genres are generally more missed than hit. But there's part of me that still wouldn't mind a Zelda or a Metroid. Especially a Metroid. I wouldn't, but like, try it. That's a legacy title.
Some-
Would you rather that?
have to
Samus
be
is a
serious.
tough
I
one.
think Zelda will work better.
And it's
Zelda
kinda-
will work better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel,
So, yeah.
honestly, on some spacey shit, you know, we done seen all these alien movies and shit.
Resident Evil
if
works
Samus
okay.
was an alien covenant, shit would have been different.
Resident Evil works okay.
It
I
did
think
at first. I don't know
Metroid
about
would
now.
work. Metroid would work as a movie, and Legend of Zelda would probably work better as a series.
Some Apple Plus shit. That's got Apple Plus vibes.
On Netflix, like with The Witcher or something, yeah, it could work like that.
It'd be tough to live action adaptate Zelda. To me personally, it'd be
Yeah.
tough.
I don't know.
So, you're a big Marvel fan. We can already tell. So, what do you think of Marvel's most recent slate this past year
I haven't
with all the
seen
shows
most
and
of
the
it
movies
yet,
and
man. I only
stuff?
seen 10 Rings. I gotta go back and grab Black Widow. I know everybody's saying don't bother, but I'm a purist. So
See, I feel you.
I need
You just
to
gotta watch it to
gotta
know.
see them all. The only Marvel films I never watched was Thor. I think I watched
Which one?
the first Thor. I didn't see the other two. Ragnarok and Rockin' in Las Vegas or whatever the fuck the third one's gonna be.
Rocking and lost.
Ragnarok is
Rock
probably
around
the best
the
one.
Ragnarok
out there.
around the world. What do you call it? I don't know.
And And it's good you don't remember the second one name because that movie was
Yeah,
terrible.
just that bitch.
They say Ragnarok is good. I'll go back and watch it.
Ragnarok was straight.
I need to see Eternals. I haven't seen any of the Marvel TV series, and everybody keeps saying that WandaVision is amazing. And they say I want to see Falcon and Winter Soldier because I think Anthony Mackie's a solid dude,
He did his shit.
That's a good one right there, Falcon.
and he's back. He's back as Cap for the theatrical run
Yeah.
too. So good for him, man.
Mm-hmm.
So he'll eat good.
It's like the
big chest.
series make more sense in the bigger picture than the actual movies besides Spider-Man.
Yeah, it's more money in that. It's more money in the series. No, I'll knock out Spider-Man. Probably, I'm planning this weekend, but I want to see Eternals and the other shit before I fuck with Spider-Man.
Before we get you on out of here, we don't want to take up too much of your time. Can we get a little info on what your special's about, man? Can you tell the audience about your special?
Man, Imperfect Messenger is streaming now on Paramount Plus, and we done talked about everything from race to Meghan Markle, to prison reform. Like, I just took stuff that you shouldn't be laughing at and tried to figure out a way to make some of that shit funny. And shout out,
That's usually the best
Yeah.
one.
You know, we got black folks got to laugh through the pain. You know how it goes.
and I tried to bring it full circle from that first special and acknowledge the fact that white people got shirts tonight. It's a convenient time to be an ally. You can just buy a shirt, let motherfuckers know where you stand. Back in the day, you just had to smile at niggas and hope that they figured it out.
Do not, get it together, man.
But yeah, that's all it is, man. You can watch it on Paramount Plus. It might still be streaming on ComedyCentral.com, but we'll see.
Good shit.
Okay, man, we appreciate you
Man,
for
I
joining
appreciate
us.
y'all for
This is an
fucking with me,
honor.
man. I'm sorry it took me
This
so
our-
long to
this
get
our,
on the
like,
line,
first-
man.
This our first super big ass interview of the year, so shit, it's straight up from here,
Well,
nigga.
there it is, man. Well, y'all have a...
And you're our second Daily Show writer.
Right? On some shit.
Yeah.
I just thought about that. Damn.
Yeah, it's a lot of blurs in the building.
Getting it.
Yeah,
We
man.
gotta stick together.
Well-
Before we cut it off, can we get tell the people where they can find you? Social media and
Yeah,
stuff like that.
at Roy Wood Jr. is my name. Put an @ sign in front of it, put a .com behind it. If you can't figure that out, you stupid, and I don't want to talk to you. I ain't fucking with dumb people. I ain't got no time for that shit, man.
Heard him.
So, Roy Wood
All right,
Jr.
everybody, that's Roy Wood
I
Jr.
appreciate y'all. man.
Make sure y'all check out his special,
We appreciate
Imperfect
having
Messenger,
you, bro.
on Paramount Plus. That's
Yeah, man.
yo, I butchered that.
All right, man. It's all love, man.